welcome to Review the Light. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Nextorch TA40, but really quick, if you haven't yet, make sure you go ahead and click this link right down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and this one right up here to follow me on Facebook. That'll make sure you keep up to date on the latest reviews and videos. So, the TA40 is a 18650 powered light by Nextorch, and you can see here the specs on the box. I won't go through all of that, but I'll let you just pause the video if you want to take a closer look at any of that. So there you go, you can see those things. That's the box. And now we will go ahead and open it up and take a look inside. Alright, we've got everything out of the box. You can see included is the flashlight itself, the charging cable, a lanyard, the little Nextorch flyer. Shows you some of the other Nextorch products and accessories and things, and the user manual. So the flashlight comes with two CR123A batteries installed. It can also run off of an 18650 battery. We'll take a look at that in a second. Uses a single Cree XML2 emitter. It's probably the most efficient high brightness emitter available right now, one of the most popular. You can see it's in a smooth reflector. That'll help increase the throw, but leave a few beam artifacts, as we'll see in a second. And it's set fairly deep in this reflector, so it's going to throw a little better than maybe some similarly sized 18650 lights, but still the XML2 is a floody emitter, and the reflector isn't really large, so it's going to be, I would say, probably a pretty good balance between throw and flood, but we will take it outside and take a look at that later. You can see it's got the stainless steel bezel here. That helps protect the light from getting dented or damaged if you happen to drop it on the head. Just kind of grooves here, ridges I should say, along the head of the light. Help you give some grip. It increases the surface area, might help dissipate heat a little bit, but not a lot. You can see the Nextorch logo here on the body, and the other side is just blank. And it's got a removable clip here on the tail. You can see kind of the same ridges as the head has, and the tail switch, the end of the tail is a good design. I like this. It's got the hole for the lanyard, and it's mostly flat all the way around, except for it's got a cutout on one side to get to the switch. So you kind of have to hold it in one direction if you want to make good use of that cutout, but it remains stable enough for pretty good tail stand. So I appreciate that. Also you can see the charging port here, and kind of a oval shaped switch, which is a little different than just a standard circle, so that's kind of a fun change. We'll open it up and take a look inside. You can see here, first of all, it's got kind of a minus here, which reminds you this is for the negative end of the battery. I like it uses a spring-loaded piston instead of just a bare spring. That'll help not scratch up the end of your batteries, which is nice. It uses two CR123A batteries or a single 18650, like I said earlier. It comes with these two Nextorch branded CR123A batteries, and it also uses a spacer for the CR123 batteries, which is nice. It keeps them from rattling around, but still leaves room in the flashlight for an 18650 battery if you want to use one, which is what I'll slide in there now. And you might have noticed those threads were anodized and greased, which means they're going to last pretty long. That's always good to see. So I've got the 18650 battery in. Really quick, I'll show you the charging port here. That just plugs into the tail. You plug the other end into a USB port or a USB charger of some sort, and you can see the light lights up to indicate that it's charging. I'm guessing, the manual doesn't say, but I'm guessing that that's either going to turn off or turn green or something like that when the light's fully charged. So that's that. The operation of the TA40, it has it's all done by the tail switch here, and it's kind of you can either do momentary on or always on. To do the momentary on, you just kind of press the switch halfway down and then release, and it'll turn right back off. To do the constant on, you click it into position and it'll stay on until you do another full click. Once the light is on, you can cycle through the 4 brightness modes by a half press of that switch. And it just goes to the 4. We've got turbo, high, medium, and low. And those are the 4 brightness modes. It just cycles through that. And the other option is a double click. I messed it up there. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. Double click gets you into the strobe mode. So there's the strobe. That is the operation of the Nextorch TA40, and next we'll take a look at a few of the accessories that they sent me along with the TA40. Alright, so here we have a nylon holster, big Nextorch brand right there. I'll just, if you want to read anything on there, I'll just hold it there for a second. You can pause the video. I won't read all that to you, but there's that. I'll go ahead and take it out. There we go. So you can see on the back it's got this Velcro flap you can use here. It also buttons down. Or you can secure something to this loop, like clip it onto something. And a Velcro flap here goes over the flashlight itself, just like that. And allows the end of the flashlight to stick out the bottom. And I'll show you what the flashlight looks inside of it here. So you just slide it in tail first. The TA40, the head is a little large to fit inside there, so you have to do it head up. And just fits securely right over there, and you can see it's actually, if the flashlight were a little longer, it might stick out the tail, but right now it's fully enclosed in there, and you can see it's covered up. So that's the holster. Alright, this is a scope mount. It says it's got a quick attach and quick release mechanism. If you want to read anything on there, I'll let you pause the video and take a look. Alright, and we'll open it up. Try not to scratch it here. There it goes. Alright, so here's the scope mount. And you can see it's got a quick release mechanism. You might be familiar if you, it looks pretty similar to me to like what I see on a bicycle quick release reel. And a screw mechanism there. It should fit a variety of flashlight sizes. So that's a nice mechanism. And we will put the flashlight in it. Okay, so just to put the flashlight in is pretty simple. Just going to slip it in there, and you would have your gun here on the other end. Just put that around the barrel of your gun, and then just tighten this down until it's tight on both sides. It takes a few more turns here without anything on the other side, but you get the idea. And then you just kind of clip that in, and then that'll keep it secure. And that's not going to wiggle around or anything. That's very nice. And then just you just unclip it there and loosen it a little bit, and you can slide the flashlight out. So that's the quick release scope mount. Pretty nice. This also might work like on a bicycle. I'm going to give that a try on my bike later. We'll see how that goes. Alright, this is the tactical mount accessory here. I'll just let you pause there if you want to read anything on the package there. There's the back side. So compared to the scope mount that we looked at, it's a little bit smaller, and the difference is mainly that it's not quick release. It has little hex screws, as you'll see, and it comes with a little hex wrench, which is nice. Alright, so we can get a focus on that. You can see instead of the quick release, it's going to screw on and remain tight. Sorry, my camera's having trouble focusing today. But yeah, the two screws there attach the gun on one side and the flashlight on the other. And like I said, it provides the correct size hex wrench, which is nice. Most people probably have their own hex wrench set, but it's nice just to have one here included, so you don't have to go searching for it. So that just loosens and tightens like that. And we'll grab the flashlight to stick it in there, and you can see how that looks. Alright, looks like I've got to loosen it a little more. There we go. And then so you'd have the flashlight on one end and obviously the rifle of your gun on the other end, or I might use this as a bike mount also. Then you just tighten it down. Like I said, the difference between this one and the scope mount is that this one is going to be a lot more firm, a lot less likely to bounce out or get shocked out or anything, but it doesn't have the quick release mechanism. So that'd be your trade-off for whichever you'd prefer there. And both of them do have this padding it'll help keep from scratching up the body of your flashlight, keep from scratching up your gun. Also, it'll help absorb shock, which is nice. So there you can see, I won't tighten it all the way down, but you get the idea. That's how that works there. So that is the tactical mount. Alright, this is the last accessory they sent me. We'll take a look at it. It is the TS4-L remote momentary on switch. So I'll let you pause it for a second if you want to read anything on the package. Close up there on some of the small letters. There you go. And we will go ahead and take it out of its package now. Alright, so here you can see it's got the this kind of rubberized feel all over it, and there's the plug on that end. Stretchy cord there you're probably familiar with, and the touchpad here. It looks like the clicking position is, you get the best response right about there, so we'll see once we attach it to the light. Alright, so I'm going to attach it in the tail. There you go, you can see what that looks like there. And it appears to be momentary on only. I can do a strobe function if I click it fast. So that's how that works there. So pretty simple, your basic remote tail switch, and I'm guessing that, yeah, it still works like that. Once you have the light clicked on, pressing the tail switch doesn't do anything there. So, but you can still use the tail switch if you want. So that's the remote switch. Thanks for sticking around. We've got the Nextorch TA40 here in the dark, and we're going to fire it up and give it a shot. Here we go. You can see the beam pattern pretty nicely there on the side of the hill. There's a definite spot, transition out into the spill, and there's, well, you might not be able to see, there's a little bit, just outside the spill, there's a little bit of a ring. It's evident to my eyes, you might not be able to see it on the screen there, but there, you can see that's where it comes from, just the reflection off the bezel before you get into the main spill. So that's a small beam artifact, not much, but it is there. And the beam itself is fairly narrow. So I'll give you a look around here. This is what it looks like. It's pretty accurate colors showing up on the screen right now, so this should give you a good idea of what the colors actually look like. Fairly cool tint. Not bad though. So I believe it comes on in the high mode, so we'll go to some of the lower modes. I'll cycle those through those for you. There you go. So, that is the Nextorch TA40. So thanks for checking it out at Review the Light. If you haven't yet, make sure you click this link right down here to follow me on YouTube, this one right up here to follow me on Facebook, keep up to date with all the latest reviews and videos. And if you have any more questions about the TA40, all the specifics, the beam shots, the runtime graphs, all that great stuff will be in the full review. You can check that out in the link that I'll put in the description when it's done. Thanks and have a great night.